Welcome to session 3. So we're going to loosen up all the joints here. Turn your palms up, and as you inhale, just reach it up, moving slowly. Inhale. Feel the expansion through the side body, and exhale. Soft elbows. Inhale. And exhale. As you inhale up, feel light. And as you exhale, feel your feet firmly rooted down. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And interlace the fingers. Turn your palms up and shift your weight to your right foot and let your right hip come out as you stretch to the left. Keep your lower abdomen firm. Inhale to center. And exhale, shift the weight to the left foot. Left hip comes out. No force. Inhale. Exhale, back to the other side. It's okay to have your knees soft. Inhale to center. Soften that little space between your eyebrows. Relax all the muscles around your eyes. Let your teeth part. Inhale. And exhale, release it down. Good. A little bit of back bend here. I'm going to do a side view. Inhale. And then you're going to bend the knees and exhale, bringing the sides of the hands into the side ribs as you arch the back. And then inhale it up. And again, exhale. Inhale. And exhale. If this bothers your shoulders to do this, you can instead inhale out to the sides. Nice open chest, open heart space. Exhale. Feel the back bend. Good. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Lift up. And exhale, forward fold. Don't worry about where you go. You're going to grab onto your shins and lift your chest up and lift your tailbone up. Your arms are straight. Chin in, back of the neck long. And then exhale, bend the knees and roll it up, stacking vertebra. Reach up at the top of the inhale. And exhale again, forward fold. Hands to the shins. Inhale, lift the chest. Lengthen the back of the neck. Exhale, bend the knees and roll it up. As you exhale, and then inhale it up. And exhale, forward fold. So I'm changing directions just to give you a better, like a side view and a forward view, but of course you don't change directions. Just enjoy. Hands to the shins, lift up, inhale. Exhale, bend the knees. Nice, loose arms, loose shoulders. Exhaling and then inhaling. Let's do one more. And exhale. You feel how it loosens up the back of the legs, the hips. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. Roll it up. Inhale. And exhale to Namaste. Let's come into Virabhadrasana 2. So separate your feet wide. You may wonder how wide. Well, let me tell you, the widest would be that your feet are as wide as your wrists. Now that's very wide. You're going to keep your right foot at a bit of an angle. So notice how my toes are in closer, pigeon-toed. And then you're going to point through the other foot. Now, if I were to come into a Virabhadrasana 2 here, this is the strongest. That feels too strong for me, so I'm going to back up. I'm going to play with it. So you do the same. You find that place where you feel that you are cultivating strength and flexibility, but not strain. I'd like you to do something called engaging the bandhas. You have the muscles of elimination and the lower abdominals. You'll notice that as you engage those muscles, it pulls the energy up into the center of the torso. They're called the Uddiyana Bandha and the Mala Bandha. The chin in, back of the neck long, is the Jalandhara Bandha. Notice if you have an even distribution of weight on your hips. If you have too much weight on this hip, you'll look like this. So make it nice and even. Reach through your fingertips, but keep your shoulders relaxed, and go ahead and look over your fingertips to stretch the neck. We're going to flow from exalted warrior into side angle. So go ahead and take your right hand to your straight leg. And then exhale. Go ahead and take your your left hand to your thigh and bring it into side angle. Inhale to center. Exhale, exalted warrior. Relax your right shoulder away from your ear. Inhale to center. And exhale back to side angle. Now some of you may be practicing for a while and you want to bring it down to the forearm instead. As long as it feels okay, that when you inhale, you bring it back to center, there's no strain on the low back, then that's fine. Inhale. And bring it back to center. Inhale here. And exhale. Good. Bring it all the way to center. And now just pigeon toe your left foot and point through the right. And let's do Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2 on the other side. Once you have your hips squared, even weight on the hips, then your shoulders will be squared over your hips. And you'll know you're in the right position if you look down and it looks like your big toe is growing out of your inner knee. You don't want your knee to drop in. That's really important. It would be like hammering a bent nail. It's misalignment, so keep the knee open. Go ahead and take your left hand to the straight leg, exalted warrior. Feel the expansion through the right side ribs. Inhale to center and exhale. Let's start with just the hand. Once again, if there was a wall behind you, you want your left shoulder and left arm to touch that wall. Inhale to center and exhale other side. No force. You're seeking out the effortlessness. Inhale, exhale. So either your hand or your forearm. Incidentally, this is also strengthening to the obliques. Inhale and exhale. So it's always an inhale as you come to center and an exhale into the pose. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale to center. Good. And now go ahead and bring your feet to parallel. Now you may need to use a block or a bolster. And you can bring it right under, you want to bring it under your chest. I'm going to do a side view here. So you want to widen out your feet so that your feet are wider than the bolster. Or if you're using blocks or a stool, whatever works for you, you just want to feel supported. Some of you may feel very comfortable bringing your hands all the way down, but If you're having to bend your knees or it's a strain, then much better to use a bolster. And you want it under your chest rather than under your face. If it's too far forward, it's a strain on the back. So bring it right under the chest. And then begin to lunge from right heel into left heel, keeping your tailbone up. And you can feel the sensations in the hips and inner thighs. Relaxing the shoulders. Loving kindness to the low back. Sometimes there is a tendency to judge yourself when you come into a yoga practice or any kind of physical practice. And it's always a good reminder that judgment, whether it's self-deprecation or self-inflation, that all judgment comes from the ego. Kind of makes it easy to let go. It's all just the ego talking. And you can intend to make your practice a practice of gratitude, to be thankful for this body that we have. And this is a way of take care of it. Taking care of our body. Bring it to center. And now just take both hands to the right edge of the mat, of the bolster. And you can stay here to give a little extra stretch to the back of the leg, or if you'd like, you can take your right forearm to your low back and exhale at a twist. Always feel free to come out of the pose early if you need to, but if it feels good, do it. Your breath is your barometer. If your breath is nice and smooth, that means you're doing well. If you're finding it hard to breathe, best to come out. Bring it to center and go ahead and walk it on over to the other side, and just pause here for now. So you're giving your body a chance to acclimate. Take your left forearm to the low back and twist. And bring it back to center. And bend the knees and roll it on up. We're going to do a passive back bend now, and here's where you can use your bolster or your folded blanket. Now if you use a bolster, they're usually pretty big, so you'd want to make sure that you leave a little bit of space between your low back and the bolster itself. So it's just your upper back. Now let's say you come into this and it feels like it's too severe of an arch. If that's the case, you can place a blanket under your buttocks. This will elevate the hips up a bit so that there's not so much of an arch. Or instead of using a bolster, you can use folded blankets. Different options with your legs. If your low back is bothering you at all, you can bend the knees. Separate your feet as wide as the mat and let your knees prop up against each other. You can lift the hips up and tuck the pelvis under slightly. You'll still get the benefit of the open chest. You'd like your arms to be out to the sides so that your heart space is open. If, on the other hand, you feel very comfortable in this pose, you could switch out your legs so that you bring your legs to a simple cross-legged pose like so. Or you could even bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees drop open. You might find that you try one and then switch it up. You'll notice that when your arms are out to the sides, you'll feel an openness to the chest. You can also explore bringing your fingertips first up and then letting your arms reach beyond the crown of the head. Maybe into a circle or into a V. This pose is called Supta Baddha Konasana. I love to say that, it's a fun word. Where your hands unite as well as your feet. opening and opening. When your arms are overhead, you'll notice that there is more of a stretch in the upper back. So you just find what feels wonderful, really, and breathe and let the pose do the work. And you'll notice that as you become more comfortable, the pose will begin to feel stronger. And then at that point, if it becomes too strong, you can change it. You can change the position of the arms. You can explore with your arms. You can let your arms just sway out to the sides, like the wings of a bird, opening up the shoulders and the chest. Or you may prefer to come to stillness. When we are tired or sad, there tends to be a hunching forward in the body. So you can see how this pose is the opposite. It's a counter pose. So you can make yourself available to the experience of peace or the experience of joy. Now, if you feel absolutely like you could stay here for 100 years, then you can stay here through Shavasana. But if you feel, I think I've had enough, then you go ahead and just bring the soles of the feet to the mat, gently roll to your side with neutral arms, and bring yourself just long enough to push the bolster away and come onto your back. So Shavasana is your legs are separated as wide as the mat with your feet flopped open. You can lift your chest up to draw your shoulder blades down. Open the chest up, palms face up, and your chin is in slightly so that the back of the neck is long. Relax the little space between the eyebrows. And let your eyes sink down. The eyelids blanketing the eyes. Begin to notice the sensation of breath, the rising and receding of the breath in the belly. Allow the breath to be soothing. Now you may have a belief that it's hard for you to relax. But through yoga, you're developing the art of relaxation. So you can think to yourself and intend, I can feel tension rising away from my body like vapors. As I exhale, visualize it. As you exhale, letting go and letting go. And allow your mind to become still, like the surface of a quiet pond. So that you can see deeply. underlying all of your thoughts, there is stillness. Allow yourself to reside there. In the temple of your heart. Of course, if you'd like to stay in your Shavasana longer, please do. Otherwise, you can bring yourself up to seated, rolling to your side first. May our hearts be filled with loving kindness. May we be safe from all danger. May we be well in body and mind. May we be happy. Knowing that happiness is a choice, contentment in yoga is a practice. And the meaning of Namaste is the light within me salutes the light within thee. As we look for the light in each other, the light grows stronger in me and it grows stronger in you. And as I look for what's dark, the darkness grows stronger in me and it grows stronger in you. Namaste.